Hey, hello! Welcome again to another build video. If you remember a while back, I did a video where I got this Nerf pulse rifle from Aliens, and I did a paint job on it, and it ended up looking like this gun that you see here. This is the one that I painted. Started out again with the original Nerf gun, ground down a bunch of the raised lettering and other things around the gun, cut out around the trigger to make the trigger more accurate. Then I primed the entire gun, sanded down the seams, painted the black portion, then painted the best brown. Did my weathering around it using dry brush of some silver to make it look worn and metallic, and then also some pastels to make it dirty. And this was the final result of the gun, which I was very happy with. But this base to the magazine is actually not screen accurate. It has this bevel here when it should be straight. And here's a shot of how it should actually look, how it's more straight and matches. And here's another shot of an actual screen used pulse rifle. So you can see here I got from eBay a more screen accurate base for the magazine. It's a 3D print, and I'm going to remove it and put this one on. And it also has printing on the bottom of it that matches the magazine base from the movie. So you can see here where it fits in with the old magazine, how it bevels inward and it just doesn't line up properly. And this one lines up more properly, and it will look a lot more accurate, especially once painted. So I've done my usual fine gray primer over this magazine base. Then I just need to remove the old base. It's just got 4 screws around the bottom. And that pulls in half. And then the top portion is held in place by some little pieces here, and I just have to snap it off. This one right here and this one right here I just need to cut off with the blade, and over here. And then once those are cut off, I can remove the top portion of the magazine base as well. So with that removed, you can see how this new base just slips right on there, and I'll have to glue that into position. I'll paint some of the black again on the magazine to fill in those spots. So I'll do black around here so that that won't be seen, and then I'll paint the magazine base. So I've reshot the magazine clip itself with some black paint again, so that when this is slipped on, it's solid black. And then I've gone and I've painted the magazine base with my Archive X brown Bess, and I just need to do a wash to fill in the lettering so it'll stand out more. And you've got this washed with my German gray wash, and it pops and stands out really nice, and it'll just fit onto the bottom of the magazine clip here. And I've scuffed up the inside of this a bit to give more room for the glue to hold on to, and also the bottom of the magazine clip itself. And then I'm just going to use some Gorilla Glue and put some Gorilla Glue inside here, and then just push the two pieces together and let the glue adhere and hold it in place. And it just gives it a lot more to grab onto and hold rather than just a smooth piece of plastic. And that's all glued in place. Did some more weathering with some dry brushing of silver, make it look like it's really scuffed up on the bottom, like it's been heavily used, because these are probably the most used portions of the gun. And slap it in like so, and there you have the new magazine. Next up is this bolt handle right here. On the real gun it sticks out fairly decent, almost about an inch. The Nerf is just a very small piece. So what I have here is a real Thompson machine gun bolt handle, and it should be sticking out as far as that portion right here. So about close to an inch it should be sticking out. So I'm going to cut this and then take that piece and cut a hole here and insert this piece into it and glue that into position. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the end of this off with a metal grinder here. And now that I cut that off, I'm going to go ahead and grind down this inner portion so that I can have a nice piece to insert into the Nerf gun. And I'm just going to do some holes here. And then I went around with a blade and cut that ring off, and then I've gone and sanded it down smooth so that the new piece can fit right on there. I've painted that with a new shot of black paint, and then I have this handle here that I'll just glue into position right here. And I wanted to cut out these pieces here originally, but I can't because the mechanism is behind there. But I forgot to cut it out on the stock. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these portions here on the stock so that you can see all the way through like the real stock on the real gun. And I've cut that out. You can see all the way through. It is a very soft plastic, so there's some like weird pieces inside, but I've gone and reshot it black, repainted it with dry brush silver, and it looks a lot better now. And last but not least, we have the Nerf barrel here. That should not exist on the gun. This is the machine gun barrel up top. Of course, we have the grenade barrel. And then this little barrel here, whatever that is, should be smooth. It shouldn't be there at all. And then I need to cut a hole in the machine gun barrel up top here. So this barrel, the Nerf barrel, that should be all clear. You should be able to see through. This is just a support for the actual machine gun barrel up here. And you can see in these shots how you can see all the way through. It's just a support. There's no barrel. You can see here in the bottom portion how there's no barrel. And you can see in this shot from the film how there's no barrel there. So I've gone and I've ground down this lower barrel to where it's almost flush. Not quite flush. Sand it down some more and get it nice and clean. So there's just barely a ring there coming through. And for the Nerf barrel portion, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut and remove that with this Dremel here. And it's interesting, I found out as I was cutting, there's an internal barrel here that the Nerf bullets go through, and it actually completely pulls out of the gun. And I don't have to do any removal or anything. The whole thing comes right out and you can see all the way through. So at this point, you can see through this whole piece here, just like the real gun, and I just need to finish grinding down the front portion. So this I need to cut back all the way to be flush with here. And I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting away at that, and I've got it cut away, and then I've sanded some more here. And then I'm going to go ahead and sand away the front of this smooth so that I have a nice clean area, and I've cut a hole out in the machine gun portion here. And I've gone and repainted that, re-weathered it with my silver dry brush, done the whole front area here, and it looks more like the actual real gun now from the movie. Hey, if you like watching my videos, please feel free to give them a like. And so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, click subscribe.